So, this video is going to be about the other side and things that I've come to understand and that you may come to understand one day. Um, what I've learned is that frequency and vibration, or vibration and frequency, are different from what I understood at first. They're more in depth now than I knew before. And since I know something different about them, I want to share something different about them. Frequency is something that is different from vibration in the sense that vibration is a communication that you hear, that you can hear, and something that is produced by your voice, because we're talking in terms of sound, something that is produced by your voice and something physical. While frequency is something that is produced on a higher level, and it's something that is not necessarily that you can really but if you pay attention, like you can really what it is, because it's something that is on a higher level, and you have to really be like listening. You have to really be paying attention to your thoughts or things that appear in your mind, things that kind of seem like a certain spark of it, certain spark, and something that kind of seems like a eureka moment, something that kind of just seems like it just pops up out of nowhere. That's what frequency is. And 222, it's something that you can really like communicate with people, but they have to be in tune with it. They have to understand that you are transmitting something, that you are trying to give them a message, something that can help benefit them, something that can help to get you to relay a message that is something that you want to connect with other people. Sounds kind of complicated, but you gotta have to really listen to the words, but then at the same time, don't really listen to the words. Listen to yourself, because you are what I'm communicating with, and what is meant to be communicated with is something that is not necessarily. It's something that you have to just kind of pay attention to. Like, listen to yourself, listen to the words and the things that you are hearing, but in a different level, like on a different level. Like, we're used to hearing like people speak in terms of vibration. Like, we're used to hearing the sounds of people's voices. But what if you couldn't communicate with your voice? What would you do? Would you communicate with different ways? Like, what would be the different way that you communicate with? Would it be with frequency, or would it be like I don't know. Like, what if you couldn't physically speak? What if you had no other choice but to communicate, like, and you knew what the other person was trying to communicate, but you didn't like hear them say it. You just knew, and you knew that they were trying to establish like some type of communication, and they wanted you to know that what they were trying to say was something of a higher level, and it's something on a spiritual level that you can kind of get, you can kind of communicate with, you can kind of communicate and understand, but you have to be on a certain level. You have to want to get to that level, and getting to that level takes a lot of patience, takes a lot of discipline, and it takes a lot of understanding to know that it's not always about something physical. It's about something spiritual and something higher than that. And you have to just accept that things are not always about physical things. And that's with every concept. Like, we learn these concepts in schools, like to do certain things, but what we don't learn or what we don't take in is that these concepts are, yes, they're physically something that's written on a paper or written on a board or something physical in the world, but they also have spiritual meanings that are taken away from the physical thing and given something higher, something that is kind of like almost vague and up for interpretation, but it still can be communicated clearly. Like, it's not limited to the physical representation of that. It can have a spiritual meaning to it, and that spiritual meaning is not something that is solid. It's not something that is technically stable in the sense that it has to look like this. It has to be this. It's something that is kind of like just, big, grand. Like like for instance, like the sky. Like the sky is not something that we can just readily understand, and like the fact that it goes on and on, like endless. Like, it's the sky is infinite, but the ground is something that's kind of like it's physical, and it may have different layers to it, but we can understand the ground quicker than we can understand the sky because it's something that we interact with every day. Like, it's something that we can physically touch. You can't physically touch the sky. At no point can you just like physically touch the sky. You can touch air, you can touch everything that's surrounding you, but the spiritual world, like, it's like here, like everywhere. Like, everything that you see is a spiritual world. But the physical world is something that we are more familiar with because we feel like we're more connected to it. But we have to like kind of like understand that we are grounded here. We are connected to the physical, but we exist in the spiritual world. Like, anything above the physical level is spiritual. Like, and the concepts that we know, that's all of a spiritual level, even though they have physical representation, such as yourself. Like, you have a physical representation. Your body is a physical representation of what you are. But the spiritual representation of what you are is not something that people can readily understand. Like, they have to like be in tune with your energy. They have to view your energy. You have to feel your energy. You have to experience your energy to understand what it is you are spiritually before they can understand what it is. Rather than them being able to understand what it is that you are on a physical level. On a physical level, you can see what I am, but on a spiritual level, you may not understand what I am unless you've been like watching my videos, and or you experience my energy and you understand, like, from being around me. But on a on a physical level, you can pretty much guess things about me, and that's cool. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's what I am, because most of what you could guess about me would be a reflection of what you see in yourself, like things that you kind of like have encountered in your life, things that you understand as um, like almost like clues as to what I am, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what I am or that's who I am, because the I won't be the expression that you understand as um as the things that you think represent me, or vice versa, the things that I think represent you. But I don't view people that way. Like, I don't see people as like labels. I see people as I literally see people as physical things, like as beings, but I don't judge them. I don't try to label them. I try to understand who they are, and then like whatever they tell me is what I get from who they are, and it helps me to understand like them as this representation of whatever their name is or whatever they want to be called, and I don't attach any labels to who they are. Not even names. Like I don't see the point in using names a lot of times because it kind of even though I will say like saying a person's name is it shows a level of respect. It shows a level of love because you identify them as who they are, and they will like and love you more because you identify them as who they are. But at the same time, don't label them before they label themselves, because that shows that you first of all are judgmental because you have this idea of what this particular thing is, and since you have this idea of what this particular thing is, you don't allow them to be themselves enough to tell you that this is what they are, or for you to know more about them before placing a label on them, basically telling them who they are, what they represent, and this, that, and the third. And to me, it's helped me a lot in my life not rushing to label someone, even though I've been in situations where I've had thoughts about what someone was, but I didn't rush to put any labels on anyone, 12 because it's not important to put a label on anyone as far as like what I think they are. As far as and it has nothing to do with it could be anything. It doesn't have to do with anything that you may be like thinking that I'm talking about. It could be anything. Anything. Like you don't put any labels on it. Like it could be emotions for that matter. Like because you don't understand what they are trying to convey, like, or why they are expressing it this way. Like don't put any label on it because you don't understand what it is, because even underneath anger is like a level of trying to understand something, and it's an inability to communicate. It's an ability to comprehend something. It's an inability like to get something across that is meant to get across or attempted to get across, and you have to just have a level of understanding to know that it's not about identifying the emotion and to be stuck in the emotion and to be stuck trying to figure out how to react to the emotion. You have to be able to respond. You have to be able to understand that this is an emotion, but since it's emotion, there's something underneath this emotion, and the energy, since it's expressing in this way, and since it's like moving like really fast, and it's like kind of like heated up, but it's not something that we understand why it's heated up. We have to understand that it has to be unpacked. It has to be like understood, and the energy has to be released, because since there is a misunderstanding, you're supposed to be able to help the energy keep going, and to release whatever it feels it needs to hold on to, and to help it incorporate whatever it is is unable to incorporate. Like even if you have to add something to it to help it to get what it's supposed to get, because there is some type of misunderstanding, as I said, and you may be something that can help it, or you may need to redirect it to help it help itself, because it has to at the end of the day understand why it's stuck in this way. And your goal may be just to move the energy out of that particular area and to release it, because you're not meant to hold on to anger for long periods of time. You're not meant to hold on to sadness for long periods of time. You're not meant to hold on to worry for long periods of time. Not even like joy or happy. Like, you're supposed to be like balanced. Like, any emotion that you hold on to for a long time, even though I will say it's great to be positive. It really is, but at the same time, you have to understand that you're meant to like experience emotions, but you're not meant to like stay in those emotions, because once you feel like you have to stay in that emotion, anything that disrupts that causes you to feel like almost like an imbalance on either side. Because like I said, if you get a disruption in like happiness, what do you feel? You feel like sad because you lost your happiness, and you don't want to feel that. You want to feel balance. At the end of the day, it's meant for you to be balanced. Not You're not supposed to be like one way. You're not supposed to be this way all the time or that way all the time. You're meant to be neutral, and being neutral, you gain a greater understanding of everything, and you understand when to be these things, and you know how to feel comfortable being these things at the appropriate times. It sounds kind of like almost like robotic, but it's definitely not. Like, once you really get an understanding of the fact that you're not meant to be controlled by your emotions, you'll understand what I mean when I say that you're meant to experience these emotions, but not to stay in them for long periods of time. And this is something that I really have understood. I know what emotions that I don't want to feel, and I know why I don't want to feel them, and I know when it's appropriate to allow these emotions to be what they are. But I don't place any judgment on them, or I don't place any judgment on the emotions, because it's not meant for me to place judgment on it, because I know that I'm meant to get understanding from the emotions, and it doesn't matter which emotion it is, because I've gained understanding from all my emotions, whether or not it's something that I've resonated with or not. I've gained understanding from each of my emotions, and I will continue to do that, because I'm meant to continue to observe myself, and that's just the understanding that I've come to. But yeah, this was about a lot of things, but I hope that you really can see what I'm saying, and you are paying attention to what I'm saying, even when I'm not really saying anything, because I'm still kind of like communicating, even though I'm not really saying anything at some points. And I hope that you can understand what I'm saying. Hope that you can understand what I'm saying. Um, and if you do, feel free to type it in the comments. If not, then that's okay. I just wanted to see if I could communicate certain things without having to really say them. It's just really practice for me, because I want to be able to communicate with different frequencies than I've been communicating with in the past. But yeah, I hope that you gain some value from this. I love you, and I hope you have a good day.